Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are driving into the exciting world of web development with a practical project. That is building a hotel room booking system using Spring Boot, and as a front end I'm going to use the Angular. So if you are like new to the Spring Boot or looking to enhance your skill, you are in the right place. So let's get started with this one. So as you know, like Spring Boot is a powerful framework that simplifies the process of building and deploying Java-based applications. It takes care of a lot of boilerplate code, allowing us to focus on writing the logic that matters. So here in this tutorial, we are going to leverage Spring Boot to create fully functional hotel room booking system using Spring Boot and the Angular from the front end side Angular. So if we talked about the like project overview kind of things, so then we need to talk about the architecture, that what we're going to done over here. So first things, like let's outline the what we are going to build. So first of all, we need to going to build that how we are going to book the hotel room using Spring Boot and the Angular frontend. So for that, we are going to provide some kind of the functionalities, like how we are going to allow user to book our rooms and manage their reservations. Then also like we can do different types of the authentication, like let's say there is a user, so user can be admin user or can be normal user, so that can be we can decide after the login. Okay, so if admin user can achieve some kind of operations and normal user can do some kind of the operations, so what admin can perform, admin can add the rooms, get all the rooms, update the rooms and delete the rooms from the database. As a normal user, what can they can get those functionalities, like they can fetch all the rooms, available rooms, basically they can book the room and also like update or delete the cancel the booking right from the database. So these the things that user wise that can we can be differentiate. Okay, so for uh, to kick things off, we will start by setting up our Spring Boot project in Next, and I'm going to use the Spring Initializer tool to bootstrap our project. What kind of dependencies basically we're going to use? We're going to use this Spring Web, Spring Data JPA. As a database, I'm going to use the MySQL. So that's why MySQL dependencies database I'm going to use over here. Lombok and some kind of other dependencies, which are the most mandatory kind of thing. Those are the kind of very simple kind of thing. Okay. So once our project will be set up, then next we will like once we will download the project, next we will import that particular project into our our favorite editor. That can be Eclipse, that can be IntelliJ or any other editor in your favorite editor. After importing, we will start the development for this one. So let's like going to the creating the project and import into our favorite editor and do the development for this one, and also discuss about that how different types of things we need to implement for achieving this hotel room booking system using Spring Boot and Angular. So without further ado, let's create the project and import into our editor. As you can see over here, I have already created this Spring Boot project from Spring Initializer. If you are not aware of it, like how we are going to create this one, so in my tutorial already few tutorials are already available that how we are going to create the Spring Boot project and how we are going to import it. So as a editor, I'm going to use this Eclipse editor. Okay, you guys can use any editor in your favorite editor. So now basically, so once the import is done, then that means project is ready. So if we can check the dependencies from over here, like what are those dependencies basically we have used. So as a dependency, as I said earlier, that Spring Data JPA, as we are going to use this data JPA kind of things, Starter Web, DevTools, MySQL database connectivity, Lombok and the Starter Test. These are the dependencies that we are going to use over here. Okay, so next basically we can create the what necessary means like entities are required, so those necessary dependencies we need to create over here. So for managing the booking, here I'm going to just kind of creating a small, going to cover a small part actually for booking hotel room booking systems. I'm not going to cover the everything, like the user authentication will be pending for this project. Actually I'm not going to add those add those functionalities over here. So just to like booking the rooms and keeping the history of booking history details, so for that means for the time being two entities is required. What are those entities? One is the room, where basically we are going to keep the like what is the room type, then room price, what hotel names basically it will be belonged, then room details, is booked or not. So those kind of dependencies we need to create over here. So for that we need to use this dependencies. We need to create this entity first. Okay, so here we are going to create one entity package over here. Let me create this package first, then over here we are going to like entity. Over here we are just going to create that particular like entity over here, like room entity. Okay, and also we are going to store the like what you can say, we can going to store that uh, like photos of this one. So how we are going to store the photo for this? Let me create this class first. Let me create this one room. Okay, let's say it's a room. Okay, next then we are going to like add those fields over here, like id. Then for photos, keeping the photos, basically we are going to use this lob file. Okay, lob, and this will be the data type, and this will be the like blob kind of things. Okay, so here we are going to add some annotations over here for represent at it as a entities, then getter setter, then all argument constructor. So those kind of things we need to done over here. Okay, next also it will refer to the another entity, which basically is the booked room. Like this particular room, also we can return the list of the book details which will over here. So for that we are going to create another entity that is called the booked room, which will keeping all the booking history details into the database. Okay, so this will be the like entity name book room that we are going to create over here. And here as you can see we are using this one to many annotation over here that is mapped by this room. Fetching time will be lazy. Here you can see you need to understand that two types of fetch over here. One is the fetch is the lazy, another one is the eager. Eager means it will fetch all the data while we are going to, when we are going to fetch any details from this room, it will fetch all the booked information from the another table. If we are instead of lazy, if we going to the eager, so that means in the load time it will fetch all the details. But if we done it as a lazy, then that means whenever you're going to ask to get those information, only on the same time it will like execute the SQL and fetch the result for us. So this is the difference between the fetch type. So two types of fetching type, as I mentioned, one is the lazy, another one is the eager. Okay, so next we are going to like create one constructor just to like uh, if in case it's initialize something, then it will basically okay. So now we need to create another like entities that is called the booked room. It will have some like let me create the class first, entity class booked room. Okay, it's having some fields like all the what I say, like all the for booking basically what the information basically required, like the check-in date, check-out date, then like full name, the guest full name, guest email ID, number of adults, number of children, total number of guests. And once the booking is done, then we will send the one booking confirmation code to the user, so that once they will check in into the system, means into the actually physically into the hotel, then they need to share this booking confirmation code into the like in the while checking they are into the room, then they need to share, else they are not allowed to do that. Okay, so this is that entity, and also you need to like annotate this particular class as entity, else it will not be treated as like entity. So for that entity annotation is required, and this getter setter is basically used for like just to avoid the getter setter over here, just boilerplate code over here. Okay, so this entity creation is done now. Next what we will do, next we are basically going to like create those like repositories and the service layer, where basically we are going to the repository layers, as you know, that is a kind of interfaces with the database basically, while service layer contains the business logic. For instance, if we discuss like let me say the room service or maybe book service, those might be include all the related business logic information, that how many available rooms are there for creating a booking. So those kind of things we need to create over here. So let's create the like next service layer for that. Okay, so for that basically we can create another like package over here. Let me call it as a dot service layer. Okay, dot service layer. Now we are going to first we are going to create this room service. Okay, which will basically uh, where we can defining some property methods over here, like adding the rooms, then get all the room, then like get room, means we can add lots of, delete the room, update the room. So get room by id, what are the available rooms are there, so those kind of we can add. So let me create this room service first. Okay, let me create this one, room service, new class over here. Okay, we need to annotate this particular class with service annotation, because it will be treated as a service class. And if we declare this class with service annotation, then it will, the Spring basically will create this uh, the bin into the Spring application context. If we not annotate this class with service or component, those kind of annotation, then it will actually basically not create those class into this one. Okay, so next basically, and then before creating the service, also we need to create the like repository. So let me also create that repository class package over here first, dot repository. Okay, and here we are going to create this two repository, one for the room repository, which will basically responsible to uh, means talking with the database. So here we are going to create one interface like room repository, and another one is like this booking repository. Okay, it will be obviously it will extend this JPA repository, and here we are going to defining this room, and the type will be long. If we check over here, the type will be, the primary will be long. So here we are going to defining this long. Okay, and this another repository, like another interface we are going to create over here, that is called this booking repository. Similar to that, it will again like extend this booked room. It is related to that, and we need to import those things over here. Okay, so now in the service layer, basically in the room service, we are going to create some methods over here. So for adding the room, like first if we talked about this, for adding the room details into the database, we need to, what do we need basically, we need to add the room type, then room price, and the room photos. So these the three things basically we need to add over here. So let me create one method over here. Okay, so and here also we need to add this room repository, private room repository. Okay, so what here basically we are going to done this in the add room, like here it will be the multipart file, means while we are going to upload any photos or anything, so that will come as a multipart file. So that actually we have done over here. Okay, so this is the multipart file. That means it is basically having the content of the room photos. Then we are going to, and this room type and the room price. So we are creating the one object for the room, then setting the room type, room price. If file is not empty, then we are getting the bytes, and as a blob we are going to setting those things in a room.setPhoto, and then finally using this repository we are going to save the room details. Okay, and how we are going to create this constructor, like over here, so we can add this no argument constructor. Okay, required arg constructor. So that means it will basically inject this, we need to inject, else it will be not able to understand. So that's why we need to add this constructor injection basically. So that's why this particular annotate means dependencies will be injected into the Spring context. So next we can, what you can do, like get all the rooms. Okay, so for that also we can create this method which will basically fetch out all the room details from the database. Okay, and find all automatically returns all the details from the database. Okay, I'm not writing those things right. Also you can do like get available rooms. Okay, like also we need to understand that how we are going to fetch the available rooms. So for fetching the available rooms basically we need to create one method, because for that we need to write the custom query into the room repository, because here we are going to search those rooms based on the check-in date and the check-out date and the room type, what kind of room type you need, and based on the check-in date and the check-out date we need to basically fetch those details. So for that we need to create one queries over here. So how we are going to write that query, let me tell you that how we are going to add those things, custom query basically over in this repository. So in this way basically we can add. Okay, so let me summarize this one. Like first of all we need to use this query annotation. So over there we are going to write this HQL queries. Okay, so here you can see that select this from room, this is the entity where room, like this is the type, that how this way basically we are going to pass this percentage, and then we are going to also select this, but this not in boot bedroom, is whenever the like we are going to trying to check that this particular room is available or not, then we need to check that particular from the booked room table based on this date. Okay, that whatever date basically that user is trying to search, so those it belongs to in the book room or not. If it is not in over here, then we are only return those things. So this, in this way basically checked in date and checked out date basically compare over here. Okay, so in this way you are going to write this custom query over here, and then in Hibernate basically, and then accordingly we are going to get the result over here, that how we are going to get this available rooms into over here. Okay, so another things that we need to create over here, like how we are going to get the details by, if we want to search that room by room ID, so how we are going to add this one, means get this one. So over that we are going to like find by ID is there already, this is available, we just need to pass this room ID. If it is available, then it will basically return us those things, and as a optional we are going to return over here. Okay, next what we can do, we can create another booked service, and then we are going to add those some methods over there. Okay, and then finally we are going to create the controller. Okay, so here we are going to create another service that is called the booking service, which will basically responsible to like create all the booking related methods over here. Like if we want to fetch the all the booking related details, then we can like use this, but before that also we need to like annotate this class with service annotation and required arc constructor over here. Okay, so next we are going to like use this booking repository over here for if we want to like save the details or fetch the details, then basically we need to use. So let's create that method that will basically fetch all the booking room details. Okay, so here you can see under this repository find all method already is the like existing method. If we want to use this JPA Hibernate, then as you can see if we open this booking repository, so we are using this JPA repository. So this particular having this all this method save and flash, then it's also having this find by find all, find by ID, then find all, then find by ID. All those methods are the existing method that basically we are using over here. Okay, so this find all basically we have used over here for fetching all the means all the booked room details. Okay, similar kind of thing if we want to cancel the booking, so we can like delete the records from the like book room details. So for that like we can do this like based on this booking ID, and based on the repository we can delete by ID, we can do right. Next and the most important part of this one, that how we are going to save the booking details into the database. Okay, so for that we are going to create one method that is called the save booking. So this is the most important methods basically which will responsible to save the booking details into the database. So for that, what we are going to take as input, one is the room ID, that what book room basically we are going to book, and the booking room details like the check-in date, check-out date, full name, full name, guest email, number of adults, childs. Those are the information we need over here. So first of all, before going to the any details, just we need to check that checkout date what we are receiving from the booking request, the checkout date should be before the, like, it's not before the, like, check-in date. Like check-in date always would be before the checkout date, right? If it is not so, then we can return some kind of the runtime exception, or maybe we can create our own custom exception and then we can return. So here we can return something like, or maybe we can throw that runtime exception, new runtime exception, this one. Okay, or we can say that please provide valid date. Next, what you can check over here, then we need to fetch the room details by that ID. That room ID is coming over here. So based on this ID, like, we need to use this room service over it. We need to inject that room service. So how we need to just inject over here, as we are using this required our constructor, so it will automatically do the constructor injection, those and added into the Spring application context. So this is the dependency injection basically is working in now in this way basically. So we are doing the constructor injection over here. Instead of that, if we remove this one, then either that we can use the auto aware, but we are not going to use the auto aware over here. So what we have done over here, so what that room ID is coming in the request, so based on this room ID we just fetching the room details. Okay, so once we will get the room details, then we can easily find out the existing booking details for the rooms. Okay, because this room entity already having this list one. Okay, because this mapping already is over here. So using this we can already like get the details, booking room details. Now we just need to check that room is available or not. So for this basically we need to pass this booking request, and this is the existing booking. So here we are going to do some kind of like checking the calculations, or maybe some kind of date calculation. We need to check that on the particular what is the user is basically requested for check-in or date or check-out date. So based on that, the room is available or not. So how we are going to write that logic? So this is the logic basically, that room is available. Okay, so here we are going to check this check-in date is equal to check-in date. This is the booking or this is the existing, or booking request checkout date is before this one. So these are the conditions that we need to add over here. This is very simple, just some kind of conditions. If none is matched, that means we can say that room is available, and these particular conditions we are going to use over here. Okay, like here. Okay, so that means if room is available, then we can book the room details, else we are going to like throw the exception. So here we can directly check if okay, if room is not available, then directly we can throw that this room not available for selected dates. So here we can throw this runtime exception. Okay, and here we can return this message, this room is not available for dates. Okay, if it is not available. Okay, and if it is else, we are just going to like do the bookings, and here you can see that we need to create one method inside of this room, like here add bookings, which will do the bookings and return that like booking code. So for returning that booking code, so let me add that particular method over here. Okay, and also we need to return the booking code. So how we are going to add this one? So for that we are going to some kind of like random string utils. So how we are going to get this random string this string util? So for that we are going to use this common IO basically. Okay, so from the common IO basically, or not common IO basically, that common lang one is actually having that one. So let me add this common lang dependencies over here, Apache common lang in the POM file. So here we can add these dependencies, that Apache lang one, and here inside of this room we can add this confirmation code one. Means once after adding this one, then we can just need to like use this one. Okay, so this random string utils basically will do the calculate this new random numbers with 10 digit and set in the rest means over here, and it will saved into the database. Okay, and here what we are checking, this add booking, the book should be, if it is null, then we are going to create this like assign this with new array list, and then we are adding just booking, whatever the booking details is coming over here, like this set and is booked is true and the booking code. So these are the details we are setting over here, and then we are just calling this one from over here, like room dot add booking over here, and then finally as a repository we are going to saving these details into over here. Okay, and then finally what we can do over here, we just need to like we can just need to save the details, means return, we just only return that confirmation code over here. Okay, this booking request from the over here we can get. Okay, so in this way basically that booking service is save booking details basically work. So what we have done over here, we just check some basic conditions over here, then we have fetched the room details based on this ID, then we can get the existing booked room details, then we have find out that what is the room is available or not. If room is not available, then we can throw runtime exception. If it is available, then we are setting the booking details and saving the details into the database, and finally we are returning the confirmation code to the user, so the user can like keeping the information with him. So once they will check in into the means hotel, then they need to share that particular code to the receptionist in the reception. So this is all about this booking service. In next basically what we will do, we will create the controller layers which will handle the incoming HTTP requests and route them to the appropriate service method. So we'll create the controller for like this booking the save means save the booking as well as save the rooms and all the things. Okay, so let's create the controller. So the now final part is that like the we need to create the controller. So for creating the controller over here, let me create one package over here. So that is controller over here. Okay, so now that like first of all let me create that room controller over here. So which will here basically are going to create those APIs which will do the like similar kind of thing, like what methods we have created over here, like this in the room service basically. So what service we basically create over here, like which will the add the rooms and get all the rooms available rooms. Okay, so these are the methods we are going to create over here in the room controller. Okay, so for that basically we need to like add this rest controller annotation for this particular controller over here, and then required arc constructor and the request mapping path. Okay, and we need to annotate, we need to inject two dependencies over here. One is the room service, another one is the like booking service, which will basically for creating those related APIs over here. So first of all we need to how we are going to add the room details over here. So for adding the room details we are going to create one post mapping over here, and this is the like API path that add and then a new room. Okay, so what we will take this one, like we will take these photos as a multi-part file, then room type and the room price over here. Okay, then we are going to from this room service we are going to let them like calling this add new room, so which will basically save the details, and then finally we are preparing the room response over here, which here we are going to pass this ID, room type and the room price, and then finally we are returning this response in the over here. So then room response basically we need to create over here. So let me create this room response file over here. I'm adding over here. Okay, this room response over here. Okay, and also we are going to create another response that is called the booked response. Okay, okay, so this is two response now creation is done now. So this room response basically here you can see that constructor over here. So based on that we can like we need to import it. Okay, so we have saved the details using this room service dot add new room over here, and here we are passing this three parameter, like we can get this three parameter over here, and then we are save the details. And for creating the response we are use this constructor id, room type, and the room price, and based on that we can like we are going to like return the response over here in the so in this way basically we are going to add the new room details over here. So next, like in the room controller, we are going to also create some other like APIs, like for get the all the rooms, or like like get all the available rooms. Okay, so let me add this get all the rooms. So here for getting all the room basically, let me add this get all the available rooms. Okay, that basically are going to add into the like from the Angular also. So let me only add this get available rooms. Okay, so here we need to add this method. Let me add this in the room service. So what this particular method will do, this particular method actually, so this we need to like fetch the like photos basically, like using this. If it is then we need to like return the photos. Okay, so that particular method we are going to call over here, and then we need to get the room response. It's a little bit of like complex, so let me complete it, then I will explain that what it is, what I'm going to done over here. Okay, find room by room ID. So here we are going to create another method which will basically required find by room ID, and that also we need to create in the booking repository. Okay, so in the booking repository we are going to create that method. Okay, now let me explain that what we have done over here. So for getting the available rooms basically, okay, so what input it will be a get mapping, get method, then here check-in date, check-out date, room type. So based on this parameter we are going to search that uh, what are the rooms are basically available, so in the like database. Okay, so now first of all we need to like search that room dot get available rooms from using the this is already available method we have created in the service layer. Okay, now we can iterate this one, and then we are going to like take the photo byte from over here, like this. Based on this ID we can take this one. Even also without this also we can directly get the photo. How we can achieve this one, let me show you. Okay, so here basically room just a minute. Room dot get, or let, because already like we have keep this method, so we are going to get the photo bytes, and then finally if it is not null and length is greater than 0, then we are converting as a base 64 string, and then we are return in the response this is the photo, and we are adding in the response. Okay, so this will basically give us this all the things like it will fetch all the available rooms for us with the photo details. In the response we are getting the details. Okay, if response is entity empty, then it will response, we are going to respond at as like no content, and if it is not empty, then we are going to return that particular response. Okay, so in the response, as you can see, we are going to like room response, like this is the response basically we are going to add over here. In the response we are setting this photo and all the other details. Okay, and finally, as you can see, this is also we are setting the response here, like all the booking details, and here we are going to check this book info, and then we are setting the response, then we are setting the data over here. So this is about this room controller. Next we are going to create that booking controller. Okay, and over here also we are going to like basically call that save booking. Okay, so let me create that controller first, that booking controller. Let me add this method, add this controller over here, class booking controller, and also you need to add this rest controller annotation, and then mapping. All those are basic annotation we need to add over here. And here also like we can create the particular method that which will basically do the booking. So for that we are going to create post mapping over here, because it will be a post mapping method. And as you can see over here, we can add this booking service, we can import this one, and okay, so here for the save booking basically we need to pass this room ID and then booking request, and then once we have saved the booking, it will basically return, as I have explained earlier, it will return the confirmation code, and then based on the confirmation code we need to return this confirmation code that room booked successfully and your booking confirmation code is this. Okay, so this is about this. Here also you can like add some more APIs over here, like for all the bookings, for fetching all the bookings, that will be the gate mapping. Okay, then like we can do the like based on the user also we can find out all the booking details. Then if we want to delete some booking, that also we can achieve over here. Okay, so this is the all about this like about the code. Next what we can do, we can like run this application and we can check from the postman that how it is working, and then also like we can try to like add some room details over here and also try to booking details. Then in the next basically what we can do, we can create one Angular application, front end application, and from there we can also integrate that part that how we are going to accessing these APIs from the Angular portion also. Okay, so let run this application and check that how it is working. The final and the main part actually I wanted to, means previously I was forgot this one to just explain the things. So the thing is that like we need to, as we are going to use the MySQL database, so for that we need to define some properties to connect with the MySQL database. So for that we need to use some kind of like some properties over here. What are those properties? So properties will be the data source URL. So this will be the schema name booking underscore hotel, where the entities and tables will be created. This is the username, this is the password. Okay, in your case, if you like install this MySQL in your locally, then the username password would be different. Okay, and the schema name also you can keep different. Okay, next we need to add the JDBC driver, that MySQL JDBC driver, and the like Hibernate dialect. Okay, so as we are using the MySQL, so for that basically MySQL dialect is SQL dialect is needed, and we need to also provide the MySQL CJ driver. Next, as we are going to like upload some files, so we can define some limit of the like file, like what will be the size of this maximum file size, so that we can define over here. Okay, if we want to like update or create the table or entity names, and if we also want to show the SQL in the console, so for that we have some defined properties, so those are also we need to add over here. Okay, so these are the things that we need to add over here. So in the next, when actually basically we are going to create this, means start this application, then currently means there's actually, as you can see over here, it means I have opened this SQL yoke. This is the one editor from where you can connect with the data MySQL database. So in my local MySQL already installed, and here you can see that I have created hotel underscore booking. Okay, this is the schema name, and currently table is none. So now like if we like start this application, then it will automatically in the backend first is to will create those tables, then we can do some operations over here. So how we are going to create those tables, because we have defining that properties that like is spring.jpa.hibernate.ddl auto equals to update. So this means it will automatically create the tables related to the entity, means we don't need to manually create all the things, all the tables for those things. Okay, so this is the advantage of these properties over here. So in the console also you can see that those tables, okay, it's throwing some exception. Let us see that what is it. Okay, unable to open this one. Let me see the name is same or not. Booking underscore hotel. Okay, hotel underscore booking. Okay, just reverse one. Okay, hotel underscore booking. So that's why it's causing issue, because it was not able to find the schema name. Okay, now let me restart this one again. It should be similar. It is also previously created, else it will causing issue. So now it should create all the tables. Like here we are expecting it will create two tables, one room, another one is the booked room. Okay, room is, you can see that the table got created, the create table booked room. Okay, create table room, and also it will also add those foreign key constant over here. Okay, so what we have done over it, we just only defining all those like entities and mapping all the things over there. It will automatically in the backend, it will actually create all the things, all the tables over here. Now if we see the database over here, let me refresh this one, you can see the tables got created over here. Okay, if we open these tables, but currently it doesn't have any record over here. Okay, but we can see that tables got created over here. Okay, so this is the thing that we can that means all the things open over here. Now what next we will do, we will like open the postman. From the postman we will add the room details, and also try to book this details over here. Okay, in next my tutorial I will try to cover that, like from the how we are going to integrate with the Angular, but let just trying to means cover all the things like how we are going to like booked the room, adding the room and all those things. Okay, so let me open the postman. So from postman, like as you can see, the application got started and also the table got created. Now like here we are going to like first of all we need to add the rooms. Okay, so for adding the rooms it will be a post mapping. So let me add those one, like post mapping localhost colon 8080 slash API slash add slash new room. Okay, so we are going to first of all we need to add this room. So it will be a like, then we need to pass this like multi-part photo, room type, and the room price. Okay, so in the like here form data we need to pass like it will be a file, correct, because we are going to save some data over here, and we need to pass this photo. Okay, and here from here we can like obviously we can't select the file, not this, we can't ignore this, we can add over here. Okay, and then we are going to pass this room type and room price, so that we are going to add over here room type and room price. Okay, that we are going to add over here. So let me say that it's a double bedroom, room type, and price, let's say it's a 1200. Okay, and we need to select some photos over here. So how we are going to add this one? So let me, from here we can select the files. Okay, so let me select from over here, we can select like room underscore one. Okay, so now we can send this one. Okay, send the request so that it will basically save the data, but we are getting some null pointer exception. Let us see that why it is coming. While saving, the repository is null. Okay, okay, it's saying that room repository is null because it's not injected. Okay, so let us like add this. Okay, we need to add this as final. Okay, so after that it will reload again, like as we have did some modification in the code, so it will automatically reloaded. Let's give some time. Okay, it's now changes done. Now let us try once again. Okay, so now we can see the ID got created, the room type is double, and the room price. Now if we see from the database in the room table, so you can see that details also you need to pass that we can add. Let me add from over here, like let's say it's a hotel room with, it's a AC room. Okay, and hotel name we can also provide some name, that also two details we can pass from the database. Is booked is a false, then we can add the images, room price, and the room type. Okay, so this we can add from the over here. And also let me add some another, we can also add the another one. So let me add this room is 2, and here from the parameter we can type is a single type. Okay, and it's a like let's say it's a 800. Okay, if we add this, then again it will be got inserted with this id 2, and these IDs are actually auto incremented over here. Okay, if we refresh this one, then you can see that those two rooms got inserted over here. Okay, so next basically, so this is the like way to save the details over here. So next we can also like check the other APIs over here, like from the book. Okay, we can book the details, like how we are going to doing this, so that also we can do. Like we need to pass those information like check-in date, check-out date, and all those things, and then we can achieve. Okay, so this is all about this, like how we are going to achieve this hotel booking management system. In my next upcoming tutorial, I will integrate these APIs with front end, and also I will like cover most of the APIs. Okay, so for the time being, like that's all actually, how we are going to add like how we are going to booking the hotel booking systems and all. Okay, so we had just covered the basic kind of setting up the hotel booking system using this Spring Boot. Okay, from creating the entities and services to setting up controller and the integrator with the, I will integrate with the front end in the later tutorial. Okay, if you enjoyed these videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell icon for more content like this. Okay, drop your questions or suggestions in the comment below, and I will also put this code into the GitHub section so that you guys can access the code directly. Okay, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thanks for your time. Thank you. Bye bye.